Okay, if you've got a fraction, a half, a third, or 2/3, I'm mixing it up today. If you get a fraction, you have to multiply your EMF by a number so that you get a whole number ratio. So here I've got 2.5. So if you end up with a half, you're going to multiply by 2. And if you end up with a third or 2/3, you're going to end up multiplying by 3. So this formula, I would have to multiply by 2. So I would end up with P2O5 as my empirical formula. It has to be a whole number ratio. To find an empirical formula, you're either given a percent, so you're either given a percent composition, or given masses. So the mass of carbon, the mass of your sample. In order to find your molecular formula, you have to be given another piece of information, and that is the molar mass of your compound. You have to be given that. And I'm going to show you 2 ways to solve for it. Okay, so we found out this information yesterday. So turn the page over. It says to determine the molecular formula, you have to first figure out the molar mass of your empirical formula. So the molar mass of this is 12.01 plus 3 times hydrogen. So the molar mass of this would be 15.04 grams per mole. So that is the mass of just CH3. So figure out how many times your empirical formula molar mass goes into your compound's molar mass. Take that number, multiply it by your EMF, and you will get your molecular formula.
So just ignore the decimals then?
Yeah. Because you already have a whole number ratio, you won't need to do any half fractions or anything. Make sure when you do these questions, you are not taking diatomic elements. Do not take 2.02 for hydrogen and 32 for oxygen. We're doing it per atom. So only use the molar mass of one atom. Here's our mole ratio, except this cannot be for our empirical formula because we can't have 1/3 of an atom. So we're going to multiply all of these by 3. So we end up with is C3H4O3. So now what you have to do, find the molar mass of this empirical formula. 3 times 12.01, 4 times 1.01, 3 times 16. In order to find the molecular formula, you need the molar mass of your compound. And it says the molar mass of our compound is 176.12 grams per mole. Guess how many times 88 goes into that. 2. So our molecular formula is C6H8O6. That's the molecular formula for your compound. You have to find the empirical formula. Do it the way we did it the other day. Okay. Now I'm going to show a different way. So we know that 49.48% is carbon. So 49.48 parts out of 100 parts of that molar mass is from carbon. We know 5.15 parts out of 100 of this molar mass is hydrogen, and we know 28.87% is nitrogen. And 16.49 parts per 100% is oxygen. So, tell me what these values are. Here is, out of that molar mass of the entire compound, we've got the molar mass that is exactly from carbon, the molar mass that is exactly from hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. So what I want you to do is I want you to divide it by the molar mass of that element. So I'm going to take that 96 and divide it by 12.01 for carbon. Take that hydrogen, divide by 1.01. Take that nitrogen, divide it by the molar mass of nitrogen. And take that oxygen, divide it by the molar mass of oxygen. Whatever number you get, you're going to round it to the nearest whole number. That's going to give you the number of atoms of that element in your molecular formula. So this is going to give us our molecular formula first. So what's 96 divided by 12? 10 divided by 1. 56 divided by 14. 32 divided by 16. There's your molecular formula. Molecular formula is N4. O2. Is that the same as we just figured out? Yeah. Woo! It worked. Go figure. Okay, so if that's your molecular formula, what's your empirical formula? C4H5N2O. This way, if you do it this way, you don't ever have to worry about getting a half or a third, because it skips that part for you. So you can do it, take the percent, multiply it by the molar mass, gives you a molar mass, gives you your mole ratio for your compound. So you get your molecular formula. Then you reduce it to get your empirical formula. It cuts down your actual work considerably, okay? Don't give you molar mass, you can't do this. And if they don't give you molar mass, they're only asking for the empirical formula. So you're just going to do steps 1 to 4 on the front side of your note.